Hey YouTube, it's a little wet today to do anything with the corner of the garden, so I thought I'd switch up a little bit and do something different. I need to put shocks on my truck. This is a little bit about it. It's a 2015 Ram 1500. I ordered it special as a tradesman package. Added a hitch, chrome wheels and chrome bumpers and aluminum wheels and a trailer tow mirrors and a brake control. But the other biggest thing about it is I actually ordered it P61, which is International Red or Case IH red on the Dodge. So I'm gonna put some shocks on it. I'll show you a little bit. I'm gonna pull the wheels off, and then I'll show you a little bit what I'm gonna do to the shocks. So it's not gonna be a constant video because it'll wind up being 30 minutes long. So we'll cut it when I need to get to the next step and cut it again. But Ellie, we'll do the wheels off now. Well, I torqued these wheels at 130 foot-pounds, so I know she'll back 130 off. I'll take a lug nut off with the impact, but I won't tighten it up with the impact unless you want to get in the habit of buying rotors. Appreciate all the new subscribers. We hit over 1,000, and I do, in which I got a video to be posting tonight, and this one will post in a couple days. But just enjoy everything, and just thank you to everybody again. And we're gonna get back on the tractor. Today's Monday. We're gonna try to get back on that tractor maybe maybe Thursday, maybe possibly even Tuesday. It just depends on what it does. They're calling for a little bit of rain Wednesday, so I hope it doesn't. So the next order of business is we're gonna take this loose here, and there's 2 bolts up under here I got to get off. So I'm gonna see how hard this is, and I'll be honest with you, I'm thinking since it's a Dodge, it ought to be standard, but it very well may wind up being metric. So that's a 5/8. We'll go get a 3/4 in a minute. Let me see about this top one here. Okay, the top one is not quite. 3/8 is a little bit big for the top one, so I'm gonna bet that's probably a metric deal there, but we'll see in a minute. I'll come back to you when I start taking that off. Okay, we're back. So it looks like it's half and half. To hold the shock is a little 9mm wrench. The bolt at the top of the shock is 18mm. I did get a 1/2" wrench on the bottom bolts, which 13 is probably it too. So looks like they're metric, and so we'll get these off. And what I expect to happen is the new shock will get fully extended, and I'll probably have to close this gap up on this spring with the jack. I do have a jack stand under the truck along with the jack, so we'll let the truck down on the jack stand when we close that gap up. I had a shock leaking on the driver's side, and so I went ahead and decided to change all 4 shocks. And you know, you kind of feel bad for not buying them at a parts store. I got KYB shocks, but you know, I looked on that AutoZone, and they had their cheap version, and they had the KYB at $100 a piece. And you feel guilty because you take that part number and you put it in Amazon, and you come up with the same shock for 50 bucks, free shipping. And you know, I hate doing that, but there again, my goodness, who wants to pay all that extra? So that's what we did. And I know AutoZone sends a lot of coupons sometimes for like $100 off, this, that, and the other, but So I fully expect, as you guys can see, I got a little thread there. It may stretch up far enough where I won't have to close it up to jack. We'll see. So take your parts off just like they come off the truck, like that. And we'll get under here with this 1/2 inch and take this bottom part loose. And she should come on out after that. And that's one. If I do something wrong, run into trouble, then y'all know it with me. Okay, that's the other one. Alright, is that thing gonna come through there? Yeah. It didn't want to, but it did. Okay guys, that's the shock. Hitachi, USA.
Wait, you got your other shot?
So we got a bottom portion of this thing, so let's see what it is. So it was like that. Give me the new shocks and let's look at it.
And is that
There's
factory?
only one in this box right here.
That's not a bad shock.
Could you do that with that one though?
Yeah, it's a whole lot tighter. Okay, there's some hardware in there.
Yep.
So let's look at our hardware and match it up.
Is that a factory shock?
Yes, that's the factory shock. It's got the part number on there.
I thought there was 2 shocks in this thing right here. I was thinking the other box.
So I'm gonna go with, these bushings are a little bit different, so that was like that. I'm gonna go with this one like this, and then when we get up top we'll go here and here with it. I don't guess they had any great instructions, did they?
Yeah, it was on the back of the box, I think.
Okay.
No, never mind. So right here.
I think that's what we're gonna go with, Ellie, because there's a hole right there.
Yeah. And looking at the instructions, you know, you did it right anyway, so.
Probably will have to come in with the jack, because by the time I put that bushing on there and that, I don't quite have enough to start this nut yet. So we're going to take the jack and raise this thing up a little bit. But I'm going to tighten on the bottom bolts just a little bit more before we do that. know I could use my impact on this, but I kinda didn't want to go wild with it. Okay. Let's put this back together. You never know when you break a shock and have to emergency. Go put that on the table.
Can I put it back in this box?
No, just leave it out. Okay, Sammy, we're going to position the jack a little bit over here. Probably right there. I'm glad somebody put a block under there.
Why's that?
There's a, so I'm not on the rotor. Right there's the rotor.
Mhm.
There's a stud sticking down. I'm on that stud. So we're raising this arm back up here. And hopefully we got enough now, which we do, to get this bolt started.
Does the M on these lugs stand for Mopar?
Yes. It looks to still be, that was 18. Oh, so the shock going on the KYB is 11/16 American. LA, you probably want to go get me that. Well, hold on, I'll tell you.
Sorry.
Smaller than 9mm. Give me a couple of small American wrenches. You know what? Never mind. I can hold it with the adjustable
Where's the adjustment?
on the tractor.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So we're getting almost to the point where it's going to be tight. So we're going to let this back down. Pull it out of the way. Right, that's good. It's got to go. We'll put that back in a minute. So now I'm going to tighten up the bottom a little bit. And let me check that bottom just for a 13mm. Yeah, 13mm. Even though I was using a 1/2 inch, it's really a 13. There's 150,000 miles on the truck, by the way. Go ahead and get the torque wrench, son, and a small extension.
What size
One about that long. Half. I'd say it's good enough, guys. That turned the shock a little bit, and there we go. Some KYB shocks. So the other side's going to be identical. 18 millimeter took it off with KYB. Am I saying that right? Yeah, KYB. 11/16 put it back on. 13 millimeter on the bottom because you're using the same two factory Mopar bolts. And you will have to have another jack. And like I said, the rotor's here, but there was the stud from the lower ball joint was sticking down past the rotor. I put the jack on it and raised it up a little bit. Other side, same way. Pull the tire off, take the shock out. Just pay attention how your the rubbers are stacked on the washers. Put it back the same way, tighten it up. When you take the old one off, you'll need a 9 millimeter to hold the top of it. And we may do the rear shocks today, so maybe I'll show you one of them. If we do, I'll come back. But if not, thank you.